In this video we're going to make this disposable glove holder. This is made from 3mm thick green acrylic. So quite simply it holds a box full of disposable gloves like that. You can pop that in there and then your gloves can be dispensed very easily from there. That can be stuck onto any wall. To change the box it's very easy, simply push up the hole in the centre there, pull the box out and replace it with a new one. To make one of these, you're going to need a piece of Perspex, approximately 290mm by 360mm. As you can see, I've marked this one out already, so that is going to go on there. I'm going to cut that piece out, and that piece out, and then that piece will be bent up to stop that from falling straight through. We also need to cut a hole in there, and then all the rest of it is simply using the line bending machine to bend it all. I'm actually going to put a hole in the centre of that, and that will be so that you can push the box out using your finger. Go through from the other side as well. It's important when you do this that you keep the material supported at all times. What you don't want to do is go too fast and chip the acrylic. And you can actually see that the jigsaw is actually giving us a very good quality cut along there. So it's somewhere near there, so I can simply draw around that. I'm now going to cut the centrepiece out. To get that started, I'm going to drill a small hole using a step drill again. That will enable me to get the jigsaw in there to cut out this section. So I'm going to ensure that it is supported, and then we're going to start off by drilling a hole. When I do this, I'm going to try and ensure that the workpiece is supported by this piece of wood wherever I am cutting. And that is actually a very tight radius to cut, but I'll try and get it from the other direction. I'm just going to have to swap over to a bit of a better blade. For cutting the radius out, it is a bit difficult with the normal blade, so I'm going to switch over to this Starrett blade, which is a lot thinner. That should make it a lot easier to cut the radius. So there we go, we've got the shape cut out of the centre. We can now just give that a quick file just to take off any of the rough edges. So that's the basic shape that we are left with. The next step is to remove the masking and then do some bending. You can see what a fantastic colour that is. The beauty of Perspex is it's guaranteed for 10 years and it should never fade and it will never need painting. So we now just need to complete a series of bends. The first bend is going to be bending that piece up 90 degrees this way. So I'm going to switch the power supply on, and that will heat up the nichrome wire. Can now bend that. So that's the first bend. I'm now using the ruler and I'm just going to set up the masking tape there. Use that as a guide. That will show me where I need the next bend. So I can now switch the power supply back on, turn that up to an high voltage. I'm just going to use a square this time to ensure that we get a square bend. Can now bend that up. And we want to get that somewhere near 90 degrees. So that's the next bend. That's the second bend. So we now only have one more bend to make. So that's a worthwhile project. It only takes a couple of hours to make one of those, and they are very useful. To fix it in position, it really can't be easier. I'm just going to use some grab adhesive. So I'm just going to put a couple of blobs on the back. And then I'm just going to push that into position. And then I'll just allow that to dry before I place any gloves in there. I hope you've enjoyed watching this video. If you have and you haven't done so already, please subscribe to the channel.